back.
Glad to be back. Glad to be back. Glad that you're back. You know, what the heck?
You know, I was watching the Ryder Cup last weekend, and I thought I saw someone that looked like you in the crowd. Were you there?
Yeah, I was there. I was there, believe it or not.
Really?
We went to the Ryder Cup.
Now, it's been very controversial about how we Americans behave towards the Europeans. What'd you think?
You know, I didn't hear a lot of the comments that they talked about, but because there's so many people, I guess I wasn't around those people at the time. And I assume they were like that. I believe that. And I think that it was wrong, you know, entirely wrong to, I mean, you're saying some not nice things, I think, really about some of these golfers that are golfers and trying to win, and it's a team sport, and they're rah-rahing it and everything else. So, you know, you're on the other side, that means, what, we don't like them then or something like that? I mean, it didn't make, I don't like to lose as much as anybody, and when they go like that, it kind of, being an American, it kind of upset me too, but I would do the same thing, so I don't feel bad. And, you know, they talk about Roy out there, and when he kind of exploded after that, and I think that people don't realize, and you kind of get criticized for doing that, but if you've ever played sports, and I mean, you go to like high school, college games, the things these kids are saying to the opposing team, to me, isn't right. I mean, it's just, and I've said them before. I mean, I remember when I was in college and I went to a basketball game, and I was able to sit close to the visitor's bench, and some of the things we said to those players would tick me off if I was a player. So I get it. You get to that point, and you get mad, and you're frustrated, and you keep saying things about your mother or whatever. and you know, him reacting to that, which, I mean, I get it. I would probably do the same thing, almost say in your face type thing, and you know, but they were. So I don't like it. I mean, golf's always been this so-called real gentleman's game. I mean, not saying it's just a man's game by any means, but they all talk about that. We don't cheat, you know. We say when we did something wrong or whatever, and I hate to think it's going to go down to. I'd hate to go out in the tournament. And you know, in the tournaments, they don't ever have that problem out there. You know, when they're just on the PGA or whatever, I don't believe, I haven't heard of anything, and I'm sure there has been, but I haven't heard of anything where they're giving you a hard time or talking to you in a nasty way.
Well, one of the things I noticed when we went to the Masters a couple of years ago, they don't let phones in the place, and I think that contributes to a more of a peaceful. Plus, people, you know, I think when they're filming, they're looking for, you know, some controversy, some reaction, you know, when they're egging people on, and I think if they eliminated, if they said, no, and I think the PGA used to be this way. You couldn't bring phones or cameras into the. If they did that, I think that would go a long way to solve some of that.
And you would never hear anything like this at the Masters. They wouldn't allow it. I'm just 99% sure.
The Masters, they have so many rules. You don't know what they are, but you're not going to do anything. What did you find as, you know, a highlight for watching the Ryder Cup?
You know, you know, if I find an actual highlight, that's the problem with the Ryder Cup is there's only a few teams. So you've got a lot of people following a few teams. In the PGA, you've got a lot of teams almost in every hole after they've all gone off. So you can sit somewhere and watch them and everything else. These guys, they don't, and then they could lose on the 14th hole or whatever hole, 15th, whatever it happens to be. So they don't go on. So you can't sit on 18 because half the time you don't ever see anybody on 18. They never get that far. So, I mean, it was just fun to be there with the Europeans as such, and which were great. There wasn't any real issues or anything like that. Nice people, and it's just fun to be part of that. And
were you there on the last day?
I was not. We went Friday, Saturday.
Oh.
And
so it must have been real a downer to see the.
It was. I mean, it was from that standpoint because we played so bad, and the Europeans played so good. And then the putts we couldn't make, you know, I mean, it was kind of frustrated. You saw Scheffler, and he couldn't really do his thing, and, you know, so-called #1 golfer in the world, and I think really is. And you do, I mean, all of a sudden and that's part of the frustration probably for maybe some of the fans, but you shouldn't have let it go at that. I mean, they were kicking our butt.
Yeah.
And to come back and win, I mean, I just wish, and I was watching it, Hensley would have made that putt.
Oh, it was so close.
And if he'd made that putt, we still had 2 openings, you know, it would have been the greatest comeback ever, because it was almost impossible to think that they were going to win it that third day. But they had that chance there and everything else. But so that was really exciting that third day, but we weren't there. We were actually watching it somewhere else. But the first 2 days, you know, it was watching some golfers that you're going up and down these hills, and a public course. This is a public course that they're playing on in New York. I think you can play on, if you're a New York person, you can play on outside, you get a discount and all
David
that.
Rice said it was $110 to play.
Yeah, I heard 90s or something like that. And so, and it's quite a course, and one of the most difficult courses, they say, people have in the country. One of my good friends has told me, he says, it's the most difficult, who knows.
The Europeans made it look like it was an easy course, but I think they just played so well.
They played well. I mean, you have those moments, and I know you're not a real golfer, and when you do play golf, you're not a real golfer. But
was it hard getting from the city out to the?
Well, great point. Here's the problem. I tell you right now, people, I do not want to live in a big city. I guarantee you. If we had, it wasn't that far out there. If we had no traffic, we'd probably get there in 30 minutes. And maybe we got there at the best of time in an hour and 15 hour and a half, somewhere in there. But everywhere we went, I mean, and I look on it, you're going in a car that's right up on there. You can see how many miles still you have to go, and then it says how much time. Well, it might have been 5 miles, and you got another 45 minutes or something. You're thinking, what the hey? I mean, that drove me nuts. I could not stand to live. Every day I got up, even on Sunday, when we were on Sunday, it was still busy like that too. I didn't think it would be that busy, and it was still not quite as busy, but it was still busy. And to me, it's, if I'm going to drive to work, I got to drive 2 hours or whatever it happens to be. Sometimes people do longer than that. 4 hours to spend on the road or whatever. Just to me, it's not.
I don't know how people do it. Did you stay in the city?
Did. Stayed in the city downtown, and even near Times Square. It was busy. The United Nations had a meeting at that time. So
yeah, because the president spoke. Yeah,
he came.
Did you see him at the golf course?
No, I did not see him at the golf course. We got caught up because we didn't get there first thing in the morning. And he screwed up the traffic probably by a good 45 minutes to an hour, too. So, but I never saw him. I think we saw a plane go over and everything. But then, downtown, so you got the United Nations, and you figure all those people, and they bring their entourage, and then the security is even more so when you've got those people. And it was fine. When you're downtown, I enjoy it, because go out sometime, get up in the morning. It's like even going to Europe or somewhere too. It's a lot of cafes outside, little places we don't see, and where we live and whatever. Just kind of fun. I mean, not that I want to live there. Trust me, I would not. But it was nice, and the weather was great.
Yeah, the weather, unbelievable.
The weather's been unbelievable. I mean, I don't think we have ever had a summer as hot as this summer, and then a fall that's been so warm and sunny. Sunny. I mean, we don't have the sun in Michigan. I mean, it just blows my mind how much sun we have had and continue to have. I mean, next week it seems like looks like it's gonna be pretty darn good too. So, I mean, very unusual for us, but so great experience. Fortunate that we could able to do that and eat downtown every night. We went back every night, went downtown and ate a couple of fun places. Went to a place called Carmine's. You may have heard of Carmine's.
Carmine's, yeah.
There's like, I don't know how many there are. There's one in Chicago, I know there's one in Vegas, there's one in New York, and I think there's probably another 5 of them, who knows. But you go in, and it's Carmine's Italian, and they bring the dishes like that. And they're not overly expensive, not a real expensive place. I mean, you could take a family there and eat pretty cheap, but we said, we can't everybody order an entree, or we'd have this much food and we wouldn't eat half of it or whatever out there. But it was kind of fun, real active place, to go into. And so, I mean, just the experience for a few days was great, was absolutely great.
Nice.
So so enjoy.
I think it's a mafia joint.
Yeah, 'cause I got a lot of contacts with the mafia. So it's it's interesting. I mean, it's the sights and smells of New York and everything else out there. It's a big city. Again, I don't really care to live in a big city, and I don't mind going there a little sometimes, not on any regular basis, but I enjoy being here in the Midwest.
I think you discovered, as do I, go somewhere else, you realize how much you love Jackson.
You really do. I mean, even the beauty of us getting in our car, for most of the time, if we don't meet that one stoplight there, we're upset. But I was driving down here, I said, I gotta get that stoplight. No, just to live like that, spend so much time in your car. Come on. And then somebody has an accident or something, and you're stuck in there for another hour and a half or whatever. So yeah, we've got it pretty good here, and if we could keep the sun out here, it'd be really good.
Well, it's going to be out and sunny for the next 4 days, and warm too. It's going to be near 90 the next 3 days.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm hoping to go tonight, And I'm hoping some of the people, you play pickleball, I'm going to be at the Cascades tonight. I'll be there. I'd be there at 4 or 5 if you wanted to, but I'm going to be there at 5 o'clock, play for an hour and a half, and go home. And just play outside, man. It's so great, people. Wind's blowing a little bit, okay, who cares, you know? But it's geez, we're going to be inside here pretty soon.
Yeah, before you know it.
Before we know it, the sun's not going to be shining in the whole 9 yards. So, but you know, as pickleball continues to grow and expand, and
so with the Ryder Cup, was there any golfer that you watched that you especially enjoyed watching, or is there any of the golfers that maybe you changed your opinion of them after seeing them?
You know, I really didn't. I didn't get that close to them. I mean, I had Scheffler probably from me to your office almost over there, and you know, nobody comments. You know, they go through their. You know, I appreciate when those guys are walking up somewhere and they could shake the hand or not slap the hand, you know, and go by. And you know, I'd like to think if I'm in that position, what I'd like to think I'd try to slap every kid's hand. Of course, you could, but it gets pretty tiring too, because everywhere you go, somebody wants to slap your hand or say something to you or do whatever. And yeah, I don't know if anybody in particular that I was overly excited about seeing. They're golfers, and they all seem to be decent people, and I'm sure there's different personalities out there, and some of the golfers say, "I don't want to play with that guy," you know what I'm saying? But they do, and it's but it was interesting. The tickets were very expensive. Yeah. The food was free. You know, we got hot dogs, or we got brats, or we got cheeseburgers.
Oh, the food was free?
I think they did it. I think you know, that's probably a smart move on somebody's part. They probably were thinking, you know, we got all these people out here, and they're going to want to buy food, and we got to deal with the money, and we got to do this and that. Let's add $50 to the price for the ticket.
Yeah.
We'll give them free food. And it was nothing great, you know, chips and all that stuff with the hot dogs and hamburgers. But you know, it was interesting. There were a lot of people there. You know, I bought a few shirts and that because it's from there, and it was fun to think it was in New York, a public course in New York. That was pretty cool course, one of the biggest events in the world out there. A lot of people watching it.
All right, we got a beautiful weekend. Any big plans?
No, we're just going to go out for dinner. You know, we just got back this week from there, and I really don't want. I really just kind of want to enjoy that. I want to get and play pickleball. I want to hit a couple of golf balls. I want to go to church, and then I want to dink around the house there and whatever.
Don't you have some grandkids you need to watch play?
Well, I watched them this week, last night. I watched 2 of them play football. Yeah. Maybe a soccer game in between there now, and some other things like that. I mean, do that all the time, and which is always great. I'm very fortunate to have them, you know, have them right here in town, so I can go watch them. Yeah, they're into soccer right now, and they're into football right now. That's the 2 big things. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's all they are. So, you know, just seeing them is kind of nice. Mm-hmm. Just seeing them, just being in this area. I know with your 3 that you have.
All kinds of fun things going on this weekend.
Really?
Lots of, yeah. Oh, we've got the big fall festival at Spring Harbor. We've got the Lost Railway, Grass Lake Oktoberfest.
Lost Railway is this one? Okay.
Yeah. We've got Fire Department Open House. We've got the ORS Run. We've got the Donut Dash. We've got Story Fest. Lots of stuff getting started.
Spring Harbor's got, well, what? Spring Harbor, is this their weekend they do all that stuff? I get invited to all that, but I don't even know.
Spring Harbor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did WKHM do their downtown? Was that last weekend?
That was last weekend.
We were a sponsor on that too, but I didn't. Well, I was out of town.
You were out of town?
Yeah.
Well.
I don't know. I don't know where I'm at half the time.
Welcome back.
I need somebody to tell me where to go and when to leave.
Watch JTV, we'll tell you. Well, that's it. We're all out of time. Thanks to Ric Walton and all our guests. Ric, welcome back from the Ryder Cup. Thanks to all our guests and our crew and all of you watching. Thanks so much. Thanks to all the great sponsors, including the Walton Insurance Group. Make sure you get out and enjoy all the great things our great town has to offer this weekend. We'll see you around town.